After defining material properties, the important part of modeling is defining the frame sections. The frame components are beams and columns in a moment resisting structure or beam column structure simply. So let's take a look on how to define the section from beam and column. We go to define tab in etabs, click on section properties and then click on frame sections. Click on add new property. Since we are dealing with the concrete structures in this course, so we will click on the floor of the available options. Let's start with the rectangle section if you want to define a rectangle section for a column. Let's take the column size as 10 inch by 21 inch. Here we have to define the material properties from the list of already defined materials, which will be visible here. Like in the previous lecture, we defined the materials. Click on display color. You can change display color from the options, from the list of available options here, whether which color you want them to be visible in the model. Section shape is concrete rectangular. You can also change the section shape from here. The depth of the section here is 21 inch and the width of the section is 10 inches. Reinforcement modification. In reinforcement modification, you select the material from for the reinforcement and the ties. Reinforcement configuration is rectangular here and ties. If it was a circular column, then you will have option of ties or spirals. This is an important option. We have to select this option. If we select reinforcement to be checked, then we have to give the input of longitudinal bars and number of bars on 3 direction phase and 2 direction phase. This is 3 direction phase. Here we have 5 bars currently and 3 bars currently here on 2 direction phase. Okay, so and this is the number of bars. This portion of the menu consisting of longitudinal bars and confinement bars is only applicable when you have clicked on reinforcement to be checked. It would be as if you are analyzing an existing structure, whether it passes the applied loads and is okay with the stress results. But when designing a new structure, we click on reinforcement to be designed always. Since it is a column structure, so we click on column and click on OK. One important thing according to the code you are using, since we will be using American code ACI for demonstration purposes, ACI 318-2014. The modification for the beams and columns is given. For columns, the modification of moment of inertia is 0.7 times. So I'll tell you how to incorporate it in etabs. Moment of inertia about 2 axis is 0.7. Moment of inertia about 3 axis is 0.7. This modification is given to incorporate the cracking in concrete. As you know that the cracking in concrete is due to tensile stresses, which is unavoidable in reinforced concrete. Click on OK. We have defined the column section for the structure. Let's add a property for the beam section. Click on concrete rectangular if the beam is rectangular. Add a beam name which would be easy for you to identify. The width of the beam I'll be taking as 8 inches and the depth of the beam I'll be taking as 21 inches. The material property is 4000 psi. Display color you can always change it. Section shape is rectangular. Reinforcement. The important part for the beam is you need to click on beam here. The cover for reinforcement usually is set here. For top bar, the center to center cover, that is from the extreme fiber of the beam of concrete to the centroid of the reinforcement. Usually for single layer of reinforcement we take as 2.5 inches. The reinforcement material as grade 60, which we already defined in the previous lecture. Click on OK. The property modifiers, as we are using ACI code for the beams, the property modifier is 0.35 of gross moment of inertia. So incorporating property modifier as 0.35 in gross moment of inertia. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now you have defined a rectangular column and a rectangular beam. Furthermore, you can define a circular column as well. Let's take a column of diameter 18 inches. The material properties as already explained, the display color and concrete circular. The diameter will be input as 18 inches over this window and click enter. Property modifiers as already defined by the code which we are using. It depends upon whatever code you are using. Reinforcement. Since the column is circular, we have now option of whether it is having ties or spirals. You can select spirals as well as ties. Reinforcement to be checked and reinforcement to be designed as the option itself explains. Click on OK and click on OK. You can furthermore check the section properties for the defined sections. Click on modify show section and click on show section properties. You get the gross area, area about 2, area about 3, moment of inertia about third axis, moment of inertia about second axis, section modulus, radius of gyration, plastic section modulus, and so on. Similarly, for the circular section, click on modify property and click on show section properties. You can see the list of properties. Okay.